let's deal with the reality of the matter. We will take personalities over truth any day. We will take celebrities over truth any day. Anybody that is charismatic, anybody that tickles our hearts, anybody that tells us what we want to hear, we'll take that over truth any day. You just see it time and time again. People don't care about the truth. All they care about is their personalities, their celebrities, their gods. Because at the end of the day, this is nothing more than idolatry. This is all it is. Who's going to speak against when you idolize somebody, when you idolize a football player, when you idolize a preacher, when you idolize a president, when you idolize a musician? That's your idolatry. That's idolatry. That's all it is. Why is it that people have a hard time understanding it? So, because they like the person. The person tickles their fancy. So people don't care about truth. No, not at all. This is why I never, ever got wrapped up into this stuff, because, when you have personal experiences regarding these kinds of situations, it wakes you up. And I had an experience like this at a very young age. His name was Benjamin F. Chavis. I mean, this man, when he spoke, it made you want to do 100 laps around the block. He was the former president and CEO of the NAACP at the time that I was in it. And I'm going to attach a picture of this man. I love this man. This man helped myself and our family out a great deal. He was very influential. We were his point men in New York. I mean, let me tell you, we were running shit on a national level out of Brooklyn, New York. Major influence at a very young age. I'm talking about national politics, national organizational politics. We were getting after it. Turns out this man turns around and he's banging his secretary. Now, what do you think happened as a direct result of that? He gets voted out, but not only does he get voted out, you know what happens? Let me tell you what happens. Everybody attached to this man got ousted. We all lost our political positions, because when you align yourself with somebody that is running dirty, everybody goes down. And that was an experience that I had by my 16th, 17th birthday. I had that experience. And boy, did that situation wake me up big time. I vowed never to idolize a man again, because all men are fallible. He was a charismatic man. He was a man that, had a history in civil rights. A very loving man, but men are fallible. And what happens when you get into a position of power? Money, sex, power. I tell you, man, this is exactly what happened. And this is a story that you can look up. Benjamin S. Chavis, right? Paid off a secretary $160,000 of NAACP freaking money and thought he was going to get away with it. Dude, we had women out the yang. Why in the hell you got to be banging your secretary? Why do you have to be flirting and banging with your secretary, knowing that that's a situation that you should see? There's certain things where certain groups of women that men should never deal with. Never shit in your own home, right? Never piss in your own backyard. Never play around in your own backyard. This is one of the things that I learned. If you're going to go ahead and do your thing, go ahead and do it in another county. Go ahead and, you know what I'm saying? Don't never do it. I'm talking about within the world. Here, where, you know what I'm saying, biblical marriage, polygyny, that's a whole different ballgame. But we understood that at a young age. And this dude is banging his secretary. Men are fallible. Men got, just like you got this flesh, so do them. I don't care how charismatic they are. I don't care how Holy Spirit you think that they are. any man can fall. Any man can fall into transgression. But the sad thing about it is that when leadership falls, they take down everybody with them. And let me tell you, man, this was an experience of an experience. This shit took down everybody. Hazel Dukes, this woman, man, Hazel Dukes, she went, after she got him, she went after me. She went after my brother. She went after everybody that was in a position of power that aligned themselves with him because we were all aligned. And let me tell you, man, that was a wake-up call. That was an experience. That experience shook me to the core because it was kind of like a reset in my life. You know how, somebody, they can be a part of a church and a ministry and they give all their selves to that church and the ministry, and then they're excommunicated. They're no longer part of that church and ministry. And so, it's like they're out in the cold. It's like, like they have a person with no land and no home. You know what I'm saying? They got to start all over again. They don't have no other friends and family, because that's how I felt back then. It was like a total reset of my life. I had to literally just start all over. I moved out of the city. I got my own place at 18, and it was just like, I just started all over. But that was a good experience for me in life. Never to idolize a man, no matter how charismatic, no matter how wonderful, no matter how influential. I love this man. I loved this man. It was such a heartbreaking experience because he was lying the whole time. And then when he got caught, then he came out and was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? CEOs pay off people all the time. See, he got busted. After he was denying it. And then he got busted. And then he had to come and turn around and get before the people and be like, oh yeah, CEOs pay off situations. We do closed door settlements all the time and so forth and so on. That nigga, you wasn't saying that a couple of months ago. You see, it always happens. See, it all rhymes. It all hides. First, they deny some shit, and then when it comes out and they can't deny it anymore, they twist, warp, and distort the story to save face. I've seen this shit before. There ain't nothing new under the sun. There is nothing new under the sun. It's all idolatry. I know exactly what idolatry is. And a lot of people are going to go to a living, burning hell as a direct result of it. Because the Messiah is the only person that you should be looking up and exalting. I know the difference between showing reverence to a man, showing honor and respect to a man, and putting him on a damn idol. There's a totally difference between the two. And one would try and have you think that this idolatry that you see going on across the board when it comes to celebrities, look at these celebrities. They paint their faces at football games. This is my team, my team. It's the same with churches. It's the same with entertainers and celebrities and athletes. It's the same with them all. It's not but idolatry. I know where you can respect a man's work, right? You can respect what a man has done. But it turns into idolatry and nobody wants to call it that. But that's exactly what it is. I know what the hell idolatry is when I see it. I know what man worship it is when I see it. And these people, these people, they're sick. They're sick in their minds. They really are.